Hello there, YouTube. I am Necrostevo, and it's time for Season 2 of Pokemon Premier League Champions Edition. That's right, we're back, and we're better than ever. Today is going to be a very brief draft breakdown ahead of our Week 1 battle. So did the Shadows end up drafting basically the exact same team as before? Absolutely not. We didn't repeat a single team member. Now, as a reminder, let's look at the rules for the Pokemon Premier League. Number 1, this is a snake draft, and so that means based off the draft order, it's your turn, then it goes to the next person, and then once it gets to the end of the order, it turns around and comes back the same way. Out of 12 amazing players, we were pick number 11. So, since we were so close to the end of the draft, I decided basically to just shelve making any specific draft plans. That's basically a wheel pick at that point, and there's no point in planning on picking things if there's going to be that many choices before I even get to look at the board. All that equals is you getting sniped out a bunch. Now for our draft, we got access to a 110-point budget. We had to get between 9 and 12 Pokemon, and we could draft a maximum of 2 Mega Pokemon for our team. Now, of course, this is VGC draft, so every battle is going to be bring 6, pick 4, best 2 out of 3. That's going to be the format. And of course, that means it is not open team sheet. And so information is going to be very important to gather as we are taking on these opponents. For our round 1 pick, we ended up picking up Incineroar. Now, that is one Pokemon I don't have to go too far into, because Incineroar has a well-storied VGC history, thanks to a myriad of players and possibly the highest usage of any VGC Pokemon of all time. After our round 1 pick Incineroar, we turned right back around and picked up Basculegion Male. You'll notice that I did not pick up a Mega Pokemon, because here I wanted to take as many options off the board for our opponents as possible. And if ever there were 2 Pokemon that are highly splashable onto basically any team and any archetype, it's Basculegion Male and Incineroar. Now, these are both physical attackers for the most part. They can run special attacks. Basculegion gets access to adaptability, and that really boosts those Ghost and Water type moves that it has. Whereas Incineroar, of course, comes in with Intimidate to help with not only our team's bulk, but Fake Out and Parting Shot to pivot and reposition and make things a little bit easier for its teammates. Basculegion can also run a variety of different sets: Focus Sash, Mystic Water, Spell Tag, Choice Scarf, Citrus Berry. It can go bulky, it can go full offense, surprising coverage moves there. It can kind of do a lot of different things, and that's why it was so expensive. Basculegion and Incineroar were our most expensive Pokemon on this draft. Basculegion at 19 points of our 110-point budget. After that, it was a long time before we got to pick another Pokemon.
One eternity later.
What are they selling? Chocolates! What? Chocolate! I can't hear you! They're selling chocolate!
But once the draft finally got back to the Shadows, we picked up Clefable. Clefable we did use in the NBBL, but that was Mega Clefable. Here we have base Clefable, and that is because we need to use it with items. I really wanted redirection support, and of course I wanted to take one of the limited fairies off the board as well. After that, we did go ahead and pick up our next Mega, because now I had enough data on what the other teams were running to see which Mega would be the best one for us. Now, we've seen that Mega Floet has been drafted at this point. We've seen a couple of Rain teams. We've seen Staraptor get drafted. Mega Staraptor, Mega Metagross were drafted. We also saw Whimsicott go. We got to see Annihilate go. I believe at this point Mega Gardevoir had gone, and so had Charizard Y, along with Sneasler and Mega Delphox. And so what is a Mega Pokemon that can handle a lot of that? That's right, baby, it's Mega Glimmora, which was our 4th pick in the draft. Mega Glimmora is a little bit of an anti-tech. Because I was able to kind of sit back and see what everyone else drafted, I went with Mega Glimmora just because it has just good overall utility here. Also, it's a Pokemon that I plan to Mega, but if I don't, it can do a lot in its base form as well. That is one mistake I made before. I think I kept picking Pokemon that I didn't plan to Mega and then go, and if I Mega, it's a bonus. Let's plan to Mega our Glimmora and use that monstrous base 150 special attack alongside adaptability, which just like Basculegion, it's boosting those same type attack moves. But I just love the ability here to slam these strong poison moves and all these fairy types that are drafted, and also be able to throw off strong rock moves into both the fire type teams that we have here, and just rock being a generally good coverage move overall. After that, once again, a long time passed. We were so weary. No, actually, our draft was moving pretty quickly at this point. I was very impressed. Shoutouts to all the coaches for not only leaving backup picks, but also for the admins for helping facilitate everything. Very cool, very smooth process. You love to see it. After that, our next pick was Noivern. Noivern here offers a couple of different things. Number one, Tailwind was my main modus operandi. I will be honest, I did foolishly make a plan. I actually really wanted Gliscor at this time. My plan was to pick up Gliscor and Liepard, and I was like, okay, we're deep enough in the draft. There's a lot of good Pokemon on the board. Maybe these two won't get picked. And they literally got picked on the way back to me, so foolish, foolish, foolish of Necro to make plans. That is not what you want to do if you want to succeed. You can't be mad about getting sniped if you didn't have any plans in the first place. So since I didn't get Gliscor, I ended up with Noivern, which I was very happy with because my team is pretty slow. Historically, when I use Noivern, I miss every move. But the latest update of Champions added wide lens and zoom lens, so maybe we can patch up that accuracy just a little bit. Noivern also offers some cool tech here. Telepathy pairs well with Glimmora because if I want to use Sludge Wave, Noivern won't be hit by it. And if I have Frisk as the ability, I can immediately find out what items my opponents are holding. Not great against the Mega Pokemon, very useful for all other opponents. After Noivern, we picked up Ninetales Alola, which I was very surprised was even still on the board. That was our that was our 6th pick. I've seen Ninetales go round 1 and round 2, and we picked it up in round 6. So I was a little surprised by that. This does give us another fairy, but more than that, it gives us some great damage reduction and weather control alongside a Pokemon that has over base 100 speed. Out of the 12 teams that are drafted, you can see that, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I would say 5 of these are teams that are definitely weather teams. There's 7 battles that we have to have in the regular season. So there's a very good chance that we'll be facing multiple weather teams. And because I missed out on Liepard, or I also wanted Sableye, I also wanted just basically Prankster weather ability is what I was trying to secure, but I missed out on it. But since I missed out on those, we have our own weather, which was my main reason for grabbing Ninetales. Ninetales is also very splashable. It can set up Aurora Veil for its teammates as long as the snow is up. And as we saw when we faced an opponent last season, some opponents can just run Blizzard and just hit it all the time, even outside of the snow, and freeze. So the best way to deal with that is to remove the option from the field. Also, spoilers, no one drafted Mega Frostlass. So we are the only ones who are going to have Blizzard spam, at least for a couple of weeks until someone realizes that it's still on the board. So at this point, we have Double Fairy, we have a good blend of other offensive types. What we don't have is our Rock Resist, and we don't have like a good sturdy Steel type. So with the prevalence of Rock type moves in VGC, even with the expanded pool that's been offered by the latest update, it's time we pick up a good Steel type. Here we were able to grab Orthworm and Musharna as our next 2 picks. Both very slow Pokemon. Orthworm offers some interesting synergy here because, number one, Glimmora is critically weak to ground type moves, so we have a Steel type that's not bothered by ground type moves. Orthworm is immune to them and will recover HP if hit by them. Also, Musharna carries the telepathy ability just like Noivern, so it gives me another thing I can put alongside my Glimora, just like Orthworm being a steel type, will not get hit by Sludge Wave. So I really wanted the ability to just be throwing off Sludge Waves if I needed to. Those of you who are not familiar with Musharna, it is usually used in a Trick Room sense. It is very slow, base 29 speed I believe. It has very high HP, over, I'd say above average special attack, and then it has above average defensive stats. So it can serve as a very annoying bulky pivot, and as you all saw me last season, you know I love Ally Switch. That's just such a fun move to click. And between Ally Switch and Trick Room, we can not only support the team, Musharna also gets Heal Pulse, it gets Moonblast Psychic, a lot of decent coverage. I wouldn't say it has great coverage. It's a good value pick. And out of the Trick Room setters that were left, I wanted a Trick Room setter that synergized well with what I had. So here, Musharna kind of helps complete the Psychic, Ghost, Dark core that I like to have whenever I'm drafting teams. And also, Orthworm is going to give me the Fairy, Dragon, Steel core that I like to have. But that means that we have a Fire and a Water type, but we don't have a Grass type. So after that, we did end up picking up Torterra. I do appreciate the suggestion here. This was actually Shroomraver's suggestion, and I really liked it because initially I believe I was going to look at Rhyperior or Mudsdale. Both amazing choices as well. But as sturdy ground types go, Torterra offers the sturdiness of the ground type while also giving me the ability to pick up some tech options like Wide Guard, Leech Seed, and of course, being a grass type, it gives me the ability to threaten some of these bulky water types that are on opposing teams, whether it's something like Rotom Wash, Swampert, Mega Swampert, Politoed, Primarina. I'm just looking through the draft here. Another team has Blastoise, Mega Blastoise, Azumarill. Not to say that some of those can't also threaten back, but it at least brings the option, and it gives me another person that I can use in Trick Room if needed. After Torterra, we picked up Bellibolt. Sorry about that, the Donut Fanatic, you know, you should have taken my glass core. I'm just saying. We picked up Bellibolt not only because the love of my life adores the Pokemon Bellibolt, she also loves Incineroar. Bellibolt here just offers some great defensive utility. So, number one, Bellibolt can just sit on the field and be annoying. And there's a lot to be said for Pokemon that do that. When your other Pokemon are trying to throw off so much damage, if my opponents ignore Bellibolt, they will regret it. And it's the same thing as like if you ignore my Stunfisk sitting on the field, or if you ignore my Aromatisse thinking it's not going to do anything. You will regret it because I will have the tech with it. Bellibolt in particular, very, very physically sturdy with high HP and high defensive stats, but with its ability Electromorphosis, it can get double electric damage for the turn that it has the charge boost. So it's slower than the opponent, you get hit by a move, your electric moves double that turn, you use Parabolic Charge, you get all your HP back. I can also set screens. I can also use Acid Spray or even throw off Soak to change my opponent's types, just to mess around with things in that degree as well. The final Pokemon that the Victorian Shadows have on their draft is none other than Mega Phalanx. I was very, very, very excited to get this Pokemon. I wanted to draft it round one, but that would be kind of silly. I didn't think anyone would take it, but just because I took it last does not mean it is the least. I have already taken a Mega Phalanx to Master Ball tier in Pokemon Champions, or wait, no, Ultra Ball tier. I hit Master Ball tier last season. Ultra Ball, we're still working on that Master, but I know it has the tools to do a lot here. Now it is going to struggle because it is a Mega Phalanx here, and some of the things that I wanted to put it alongside I did miss out on. But I do also think that I got the requisite team support to make Mega Phalanx into a very, very annoying threat. We have the Shed Tail coming out from the Orthworm. We can set up Aurora Veil with Ninetales. We can also flinch things with Incineroar after whittling them down with Parting Shot and Intimidate. And of course, there's just the offensive presence of things like Bascu Legion and even like a non-Mega Evolved Glimora, 130 base special attack, Last Respects, things like that. You can't ignore those threats, and so you kind of have to go after them. And when you do, the brass will be there to set no retreat and show our opponents just how strong the Shadows truly are. So I'm super excited for this team. Let me know what you think of the squad. What are we missing this season? I don't know. But I do know that we're going to have a lot of fun with this team. So thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this team breakdown for the Pokemon Premier League Season 2. And please, 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 can my computer work so that I can get this up? I really, really hope so. In the meantime, I will talk to you all later. And have a fantastic night. Goodbye.